Here we go now. A case of beer, some barbecue. There's no doubt that I'm better than you. With these looks and these moves, you can't blame me for being so rude. The land of the red, white, and blue will be my home till the day I die. I'm every lady's fantasy. I'm the American guy. The trailer park is where I'm from. You better believe I have about 27 guns. Baseball games, pickup trucks. I'm leagues above you other dumb schmucks. I'm from where the women are hot and the Twinkies are deep fried. And every day I pledge allegiance to God and country. I'm the American guy.
Happy Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast. My name is Grant Pachoco. As I mentioned last week, I am in the middle of working on a really cool short film for Netflix, and I actually have to go in today, but I had a little time this morning. Just the next couple weekends are going to, the podcast schedule is going to be a little wonky, because I'll be working on this show. So you can expect your Filsinger Games Fan Podcast delivered to you at random times, but I promise you it will be delivered. This is episode number 136 for May 1st, 2021. The Filsinger Games Fan Podcast is the podcast that will be doing an in-depth analysis of the draft coming in from underneath my front door. We want to start, as we usually do, by thanking the patrons, the people who make this show and the other shows from Saturday Morning Media possible. Huge thanks to them. This is the updated image with the very updated, up to the minute patrons, and we've got a few in the past few weeks, so huge thank you to them. If you would like to become a patron, you can become a patron over at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. Of course, we shout out all our patrons, but our patron producers get a special mention, and those are Dorothy Pachoco, Eve Cunning, Kathy Crawford, Tony Urbano, David Akers, Jamie Donmeyer, and Vicky Sebring. Thanks to all of them. Well, we've got quite a fair bit amount of news this week that we want to go over, and so let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. We're going to start, as we normally do, with Champions of the Galaxy, and the big news here is that Future Shock Central Wrestling Federation 2117 has been pushed back to the fall. That's right, it has been delayed. Apparently, the release, the Champions of the Galaxy release for this quarter will focus on FTR in the quarter 2 promoter prime, but Future Shock fans will have to wait until the fall. Now, there was no real reason given to this other than just more time to produce it and make it good. Not that it wasn't going to be good, but I just mean more time to produce it and get it to where they exactly want it. But that is the latest news. Moving on to Champions of the Galaxy Prime, as mentioned, FTR will be featured in the quarter 2 Champions of the Galaxy Prime, and it will be continuing the FTR Suspects storyline, and the first teaser is said to hit this week. Moving on to Filsinger Games independent wrestling card and dice game, we have the big announcement this week was that the clout cutter Jordan Oliver is joining the Best of the Indies 2021 roster. Hailing from the treacherous streets of 845, Oliver is a resourceful, hungry, and capable high-flying talent. He has wowed crowds all over the Northeastern Indie circuit and recently won the Acid Cup during professional wrestling's biggest weekend of the year. The self-styled young legend is definitely going places, and at the young age of 21, he looks he looks a little younger than 21, but, what do I know? I'm an old guy. Anything is possible. Whether teaming with Myron Reed or taking on fellow indie talent like JD Drake, Lee Moriarty, or Daniel Garcia, Jordan Oliver is one to watch. You can add Jordan Oliver to your promotion when Best of Indies drops in late May. Pre-order Best of Indies 2021 on May 7th. Moving on to Legends of Wrestling, we had a big announcement last night, and that is a National Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee in 2012. Bill Apter is an immeasurably important figure in the history of professional wrestling. There's a good chance that a little 1/2 page ad in one of his magazines is responsible for many, many, many Filsinger Games fans, but his influence goes beyond photos and magazines. Apter has conducted his share of interviews throughout the years. Sitting in Apter's hot seat has given wrestlers the chance to receive awards, smash awards, further feuds, and talk up their achievements. And now Bill Apter joins Legends of Wrestling color line with his addition to the Ringside Personnel 4-pack. This, again, the pre-orders will start on May 7th. I think there's a little hint in this when it talks about the wrestlers sitting in Apter's hot seat have given the chance to receive awards, smash awards, further feuds, and talk up their achievements. So that's probably a little bit of a hint as to what the back of Bill Apter's card will be like. So you can check that out. I will definitely be picking up this set when it goes up for pre-order on May 7th. Moving on, or information for all of this is available at filsingergames.com, and that's where you'll be able to pick up your pre-orders. I just want to send a special thanks to everybody who, and I'm going to talk about Legends Prime in a second, so don't think that I've missed that. I wanted to thank everybody who left their comments about the game mat and what you think the game mat should look like, and it just thank you for the input. I'm really using it to tweak these and get these just absolutely perfect. All right, moving on to the match of the show. That's right, it is time for the match of the show. As you know, we have Dude Brohan, who is our current podcast grand champion. And I asked you who Dude Brohan should fight this week on the podcast, and there was a lot of great suggestions. Monolith 2121, Exo King 2136, Brutus Briefcake in his prime, the recently released prime card, Jet Set Strutter, King Kong Bundy in a cage. I love that suggestion. Nick Bockwinkel and the Spoiler. So we are going to head to the ringside in just 1 second. I did want to talk about the rankings because I always love looking at the rankings. Incubus still holding in on that top spot, but Dude Brohan is right on his heels. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, who is Dude Brohan's opponent going to be? Jet Set Strutter. Jet Set Strutter, that's me stuttering, won the popular vote. He had the most people who were voting for him. So let's roll some initiative and start our match. Will Jet Set Strutter be able to defeat Dude Brohan? We are going to find out right now. We're rolling for our initiative, and it looks like Dude Brohan is going to get the initiative here after re-rolling it twice. Shove across the ring to power. Dude Brohan has the power, so he will send Jet Set Strutter to level 2 defense, but just daze him there. And Dude Brohan rolling with a shove across the ring again. He shoves him across the ring. Jet Set Strutter reversing it on level 2 and hits a delayed vertical suplex 3. Hurt 2 for Dude Brohan. Another delayed vertical suplex, 2 in a row. Hurt 2 for Dude Brohan. Chop till you drop. A series of vicious chops on Dude Brohan, who is now down 3. Jet Set Strutter rolling level 3 offense, hits the death jump, climbs to the top. The opponent climbs to the top, but Dude Brohan recovers, throws him off the top turnbuckle and into the ring. He goes down hard. Dude Brohan rolling on level 3 offense. Surfboard choice D. So let's see. He is going to go for the Cobra Clutch suplex. That'll work on an 8 or less. And the roll is a 7, so it does work. Jet Set Strutter rolling level 3 defense. Hurt 2. What a match between these two powerhouses. Fist to the head 3. Hurt 2. Now, both of these wrestlers are featured in the 80s Mania Wrestling Edition game cards. So if you're looking for them, that's where they are. Down 3 for, after a big rake nails on the back, Dude Brohan with those vicious nails. Elbow drop 3, choice G. Let's see. We're going to go with the Tombstone Pile Driver. It'll work on a 7 or less. The roll is a 7, so it does work. Jet Set Strutter hurt 2 there. Dude Brohan continuing his assault with some fists to the head. And hurt 2. He cannot get Jet Set Strutter down. Frustrating him. Vertical Suplex 2. Hurt 2. Giving Jet Set Strutter a taste of his own medicine. An Atomic Drop 3. Hurt 2. Holy moly here, ladies and gentlemen. Running Clothesline 3. Hurt 2. Dude Brohan just cannot keep him down. Fist to the head. 3. Down 3. Leave the ring. You better believe Jet Set Strutter is going to leave the ring. The opponent comes out and tries to hit you with an object like a steel chair. The referee comes out to stop him. Dude Brohan shoves the ref. He is going to have to roll his disqualification. He is not disqualified. He smashes Jet Set Strutter with a chair, throws him back into the ring, and will roll on level 3 offense. Oh no, here it is, the big bro leg drop. So the target will be 6. Yikes. And the roll is a 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, retaining the championship with the big bro leg drop, is Dude Brohan. Who would you like to see Dude Brohan face next week? Now, it doesn't have to be from 80s Mania Wrestling. It can be from Legends. It can be from Indies. It can be from Champions of the Galaxy. You let me know in the comments, and I will be sure to put it up next week. All right, so that was the match of the show. We are moving on to the question of the show, and here's where we're talking about Legends Promoter Prime Quarter 2. Who are you voting for in Legends Promoter Prime Quarter 2 poll? I will tell you that the voting is only available for a few more hours. It ends on the 3rd, but there's not I don't think an exact time given. So get your vote in this weekend, either today or tomorrow, so that your fan choice vote will get in there. And get your vote in so you are not counted. Now, we had a lot of great options as to who you could vote for. Adrian Adonis, Buff Bagwell, Cousin Jr., Conan, Scotty Riggs, Danny Spivey, and Lord Zoltan were the options in the poll. So what I decided to do was I decided to treat this like the poll and see if we can project the winner thanks to your voting. Now, of course, people can go change their votes up until the time the polls end, but let's see if the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast decided who would be in the set. Let's see who it was going to be. Well, there were lots of people who got 1 vote. Adrian Adonis, unfortunately. I really want that Adorable Day Adrian card. But I know I am already resigned to the fact that even though I did vote for him, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get him. Buff Bagwell, Cousin Jr., and Conan all got 1 vote. So, getting 2 votes was Danny Spivey. So Danny Spivey, very popular, and I know over on the message boards he's very popular as well. But the winner, getting the most votes, a whopping 5 votes, and the projected winner from the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast. I like this, doing it as if it was an election night. Our projected winner is Scotty Riggs. People want a Scotty Riggs card, and we are projecting him to win based on no other evidence except the votes that the fans put in to the into the YouTube comments. So congratulations, Scotty Riggs. You are our projected winner, but that could be totally wrong. All right, we have a new question of the show, and I always like getting, I listened to the recent Uncharted Territories podcast, and I just love that when they're going over these old newsletters where people sent in their Fed results, and you just got a little snippet of what is going on in people's Feds. So I would love to do that now. Here's the question. Who is the MVP of your Fed right now? And now this can be a Legends Fed, this can be a Champions Fed, this can be an Indies Fed, it can be any era, but I want to know who is the MVP of your Fed right now. And I would like to keep it to official cards only, so officially released Filsinger Games cards. So let me know in the comments below, and we'll get a little snapshot of promoters' feds next week. Well, elsewhere on the channel, what else is going on elsewhere on the YouTube channel? We have the Council of War 2126 overview, set overview, so you can check that out. And then last Tuesday night, we had a heck of a time, just an amazing time with Hollywood Elite Wrestling number 33. So if you have not watched those, you can check those out at youtube.com/GWF promoter. Would absolutely love to have you over there checking out all that stuff. And we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up this week. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to wrap things up. I do want to mention some other shows that you can check out. Check out Uncharted Territory, my favorite Filsinger Games fan my Filsinger Games podcast. Check out Uncharted Territory over at anchor.fm/Corey-Olsen5. Of course, check out our friend Steve Tower with After Further Review with Steve Tower. YouTube.com/user/unasta, UNASTA. And, of course, Dave Little with his Heartland Championship Wrestling, Atlantic Wrestling Federation, and Pro Wrestling Mid-Atlantic, youtube.com/user/DDVD, DDV Dave. DDV Dave. There you go. That's what it is. User/DDV Dave. Sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to completely butcher that. Hey, did you know that there is an audio version of this podcast? It is available wherever you want to get podcasts, wherever you get your audio. You can check it out there. And just search for Filsinger Games and it'll pop right up. And we have a new destination that I'm very excited to announce because this podcast was hand-selected to be in this new venue for podcasts, and we signed an NDA. This is totally legit. Signed an NDA, and I can't mention it yet. So hopefully I'll be able to mention it soon. But it is going to open up the podcast to a ton of new listeners, and we're looking forward to that. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, and follow GWF Promoter on social media at GWF Promoter. If you'd like to check out my personal federations, you can go to gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com.
The trailer park is where I'm from. You better believe I have about 27.
The theme song you're listening to is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with Filsinger Games or its subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes. This episode is copyright 2021 Saturday Morning Media. Thank you to everybody who was tuned in. Thank you to everybody who's listening on delay and rolling with us as the schedule for the podcast release changes here and there. Appreciate having you here. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.
And I know there's a lot of people who are jealous of all the great things that I've got.